Hey, everybody. Um, welcome. We'll give a couple minutes for people to come on, but we are here because we have a very special guest. We have Pauline Hudson, who's going to come on and just share the benefits that she's had. She's someone who has taken the Daniel Fassa Bridge to Healthy Living course, and she's just going to share with you her wins and how she felt it was beneficial, in hopes that her story can inspire you to take that jump as well. All righty. So let me get in here. So Pauline, so tell us back. So you were one of the initial people. You took the course in August of last year. So
Yes.
just give us a little bit about why you wanted to take that course. What was going on in your life that you felt you needed a reset or something like that?
Okay. So first of all, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here to talk about this. I was always, wanting to focus on getting in a really good health space in my life. And I've talked about it for so long. And I just wanted something to help me to just make it really happen. And so, I looked into this and, just the idea of the concept that it is a bridge to healthy living. And also because it seemed like a modest way to start off. So I actually did the 4 days.
Yeah, you did the challenge.
And the 30 days. So it felt like a good way for me to reset my life and get into that healthy state, that phase of health that I wanted to have, because I've experienced from a child growing up a few health issues and then a few more in my adulthood. And I just wanted this to be a time when my health comes first and I fix it.
Right. Okay. So you, like a lot of people, you just felt you needed that bridge and that success. So tell us a little bit about what it was like taking the course, your experience, and so forth.
Okay. So firstly, starting off with the 4 days, it was just like a real good way of just like dipping your feet in to something and sensing the temperature and, just like getting acclimated. So with that, I basically just followed everything as it was said, a little by little, and it was easy to get over, into that place of comfort.
Okay.
With the 4 days. Following that, I started to ask a lot of questions, and you guys were available to deliver on, the answers to some of the questions I was having. A lot of them was centered around food.
Yeah.
And some were centered around just keeping up with the spiritual aspect of it, and marrying them together was, one of the things that we focused on right there. So I have like several, points that I would want to hit on. So I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Go ahead. All right. So, okay, I'm going to start off with just the marrying concept of having your health, your intake, as with the food aspect of it, you are what you eat.
Right.
That was one of the things that came out in the during the teachings of the program, and marrying that with your the spiritual aspect of your life, and one of the things I remember just focusing on a lot is how it's important to be grateful. And there was one teaching about the power of grace, and what are you gracing over, and what's going inside. So that was really powerful for me. Just making that marriage between the spiritual aspect and the health, natural food aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that was really important to me was like moving around and
Mm-hmm.
getting things done. And we came to the physical aspect of it towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But during the time of the fast, as we would get on Sundays,
Yeah.
different people would speak about what their goals were, and that would become, some of it would become my goals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, my individual goals that I had was coupled with other people's goals to see how I could even make myself better or best, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm glad you talked about that, because part of the whole program and the course is that you're in a group setting, and so you get those live calls, and you really kind of get to inspire each other. It's almost like a kind of encouragement that just happens naturally, because as you're working on a goal, somebody else is working on a goal, you see, okay, well, that person made strides. And so there's this synergy that happens in a group setting that you really can't get doing things on your own. And so that's really one of the highlights, is you do get that that synergy that happens when you are doing things as a group, that motivation, that inspiration, and that support. And knowing that your journey matters to someone else, and someone else's journey matters to you. And there's that community that you really, is priceless, that you can't get just kind of doing it on your own. So I'm glad that you shared that, Pauline. Mm-hmm. So what else did you get into it? You talked a little bit about the grace and kind of realizing that your health mattered in terms of your spirituality. How did that kind of play out in your everyday life?
Okay, so, you know, as we progressed, I asked a lot of questions about food.
Yeah.
And I went the food shopping. So that was really special. I had, at one point in my health struggles, I had a cardiologist who recommended a dietitian that I went to for a few sessions, and she showed me a couple of things. It was a very long time ago. So this was like an absolute refresher for me. And Gigi gave me a couple of ideas to start with, and you gave me a couple of ideas, and I went to the store and I bought them. I took pictures of them. You know, like I started to use some different things. I replaced a lot of things that were in my cupboard. Things that should be in there. That was a major win. You know?
That's good.
And another thing so maybe I want to talk a little bit more about that, because it was really big. You know, I had a trouble with the quinoa, Gigi.
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, well,
I remember that.
Yes, so now I go all three colors.
Oh, really?
I cook them.
Now you're in all three colors, eh?
Yes, and I add a little bit of cranberries and nuts. And I cook that. So once I got through, you know, a lot of answers with that, I'm gonna just talk about the food a lot more, and then get into the prayer. So I totally did that, and then I tried to like calm myself and like not like ask so many questions. But we got into the antioxidants, the micronutrients, and you guys just stole my heart right there. So,
Well, I mean, because that's the power, right? I mean, that's the power of plants. And that and the fiber, those are the two secret sauces to why people get healthy eating this way. So that's great. I loved your questions, by the way. I look forward to them every week.
So I started to definitely just zero in, and we were already accustomed to eating vegetables, but just not doing them the right way, you know? So started to do things the right way, and a lot of different vegetables came in. So I want to talk a little bit about that, like a little bit. So like, you know, baby bok choys. Yum. And, you know, lots of greens, and making the different colors.
The
different colors in it. And so after that now, I really got into adding to my supplements. little at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I added
there's
like
a whole
little bit.
module on supplements. Just wanted to make
Yes, So on the module, I couldn't wait for that meeting.
Yeah.
So that, you know, we could get into that. And so I added a little bit to my supplements, you know, not too much, but you know, little of the things that are good for your heart and whatever that that's in the module on supplementation to go with the food. So, you know, that was really great for me. And I'll just talk a little bit now about the prayer. You know, do you guys want to like butt in or just keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So with the prayer now, the way it's set up, prayer for your health, your readings, and all of those things.
Yeah.
So I was already on a bit of a spiritual journey of my own, being a Christian.
Yeah.
So I find that just reverting back to that focusedness helped me to grow to a level of maturity where I got a definite benefit out of it now. You call on me, you have something, I'm ready to pray.
Yeah.
So it was like a maturity. So it could work both ways. If you don't have a spiritual plan that's going in your life right there, you start off from scratch. But if you're already thinking, you know, I pray a lot, well, this will take you to a deeper level of maturity in your prayer. And that's my experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Pauline, for that testimony. And so, yeah, Gigi, did you want to chime in? Yeah. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So if someone is contemplating signing up for this course, what would be your reaction, or what advice would you give them?
Tell them?
Well, there was also a little bit more at the end where there was a little bonus about making your home your sanctuary.
Yeah.
And making physical activity a part of your life.
Yeah.
So in addition to the food changes and the spiritual changes, you also get the opportunity to mix in your home life, and you get a lot of advice on that, and developing your physical fitness journey, which I also developed. I started walking a lot more. So I walk a lot more, and I chart I keep a log now, which is encouraged in the program too. So what I find is that, so it's the Daniel Fast Bridge to Healthy Living, and it incorporates also home exercise along with what it says. So it's like more, it's, you know, the package is rich.
Yeah.
So that's what I like. And that's what I would say to somebody. It's a rich package. There's a lot in it to unpack. And you guys have an unpacking day where you, for each little journey, you help people to break it down and to understand it better. So there's all of that going in there.
Yeah.
And what I would say is that if you're looking for help on your spiritual journey, on your health journey, with balancing your food and your life, this is good for you. And I would say it's definitely worth doing.
Yeah.
And you'll find what you're looking for, different aspects, and even more than what you originally came to look for.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Pauline, for for coming on and just sharing your story and inspiring someone else who may be exactly where you were before you decided to take that jump and do the Daniel Fast Bridge to Healthy Living. And can you say that you're on that bridge to healthy living now? Would you say that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it because it's so good to do.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not going to be perfect, but you know, you're moving forward, and you know, you make wins, and something happens, you get back on, and it's just it's a good thing to incorporate in your life.
Yeah. Awesome. Wonderful.
Nice
wonderful.
bridge to walk over.
Yeah. Awesome. So we'll take a few minutes just to again reiterate how you can sign up and what you can do and what it entails, just to kind of give you a synopsis of what the program has to offer. As you heard Pauline just give her wonderful story of how she did the program, started off with the 4-day challenge like many of you have, and then went in and did the 30-day course. And then months later, now she's still on that path to walking out her health journey. And it's great, Pauline, you have lifetime access, so you could jump in at any point and get into it if you have to. And so we're just going to take a few minutes just to kind of outline what you will get.
What you'll get with the program is you get a free recipe ebook with 60 Daniel Fast compliant recipes. You'll also get a downloadable version of the Prayer for Your Health journal. So this is the book that was recently published. And so you'll get the ebook version of this. And it is within the course. And so we've organized it so it's broken out by week. You also get access to the live sessions that we have every Sunday for the 4 weeks. So these are, it's a great time for you to ask questions about the material. Also to learn from each other. As Pauline said, she would hear other people's goals and it would inspire her to look at her goals and maybe tweak them or, you know, change them a little bit, which is awesome. You also will have a nice balance of both spiritual lectures as well as whole food, plant-based nutrition education.
Yeah.
And then, like you heard from Cersei, you get lifetime access to the course. So you can, you get, whenever we make an enhancement, like we made enhancements recently, I did add build a better stir fry checklist. That was one of the suggestions.
Yeah.
and some other kind of free content and information that we just kind of enhanced or added to the course, so you get all of that for life. And then, like Cersei mentioned, if you find that you're derailing a little bit and you need to get back on track, it's a great way to reset. You could just jump on anytime you want. And I've mentioned before, if you have like a little question, like, what did Gigi say about vitamin D? You can go right back into the course and just rewatch that lecture if you want. And so, you could do it with the group or you could do it at your own pace. So that's the beauty of it. We do have 3 bonuses, and I'll let Cersei talk about the 3 bonuses.
I'll talk about the bonuses. So within the course, we get bonuses, and Pauline talked a little bit about it. We have one that's called Make Your Home a Sanctuary. So we really get into how to build your home so that is actually conducive to your health goals. And so that's a bonus that you get automatically when you join for $129. We also have another bonus about boosting your immune system. And right now, a lot of people are very curious on how to do that. We're in the middle of a pandemic. And so boosting your immune system is really a big one. And we also, like Pauline talked about, we talk about how to get and stay physically active. So towards the end of the course, we do start to talk about and give you some a module on getting that kick started. And ultimately, guys, we are just passionate because we just are on a mission to let people know that God wants you healthy so that you can fulfill your ultimate purpose. And so Gigi and I are going to be your cheerleaders. That's why we developed this program. That's why we stand behind it. That's why we are so excited about it. So give yourself that gift of health and go ahead and join.
Yes.
Any last words from Gigi or Pauline before we tune off from that? Pauline?
Yeah, and I didn't even mention that I lost some weight, like almost 10 pounds.
Yes,
so tell us about that.
Go ahead, close out with that's a wonderful way to close it out.
Yes, I did lose some weight as I went in, and it was before the holidays.
Yes.
So, because I continued. So the weight loss was from the 4 days, the 30 days, and then just continuing. I wasn't really focused on that. I was just focused on getting the food and health in order, but it was a definite, it's vivid.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I never said that before, but I said it now.
Yeah.
You guys were so supportive. The support is amazing.
Yeah.
From the two of you, Gigi and Cersei, plus the people that come in on the meetings.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. So if anybody has any questions, I see, so there's a few people on here, but even if you have questions later on, go ahead and post it on the replay. We will be happy to answer all of your questions as we go on.
Yeah. So with that, we will sign off. Thank you so much, Pauline. We so appreciate you taking your time to come on.
Yes.
Thank you. Take care. Love you guys.